This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders like you tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a single mom of 3 and author of the Sunday Times best-selling book, Infinite Receiving. Crack the code to conscious wealth creation and finally manifest your dream life. On this show, I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your identity and your reality to create the life that you have been dreaming of. Because you are ready to be an infinite receiver. Hello, you gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving Podcast. And I am just so happy to be in your earbuds today. I cannot express how much I love the podcast. I can never decide whether this is my favorite medium or my favorite medium is writing my love note every Sunday. I love both. Maybe I can't have a favorite. Maybe I love them both equally. I just know that I deeply appreciate being able to share with you in this way. And I am so bloody grateful that the podcast community is growing. We are looking at more and more downloads every single episode, and that blows my mind. So thank you so much for each and every one of you that has left a review. Thank you so much for each and every one of you that shares this episode with just one of your friends. I genuinely believe that it is a combination of the book, getting into as many hands as possible, and you guys sharing on social media and sharing with a friend when you have an episode that resonates with you. And it just means so much to me. And it is so exciting seeing this platform grow. So thank you a million times over. So today, what I want to talk to you about is the decision to change and making the decision to change. I sometimes think that it can feel really bloody hard. And today I just want to break down the steps. There's only 3. The steps are simple. It's not always hard to implement, but I want you to know that the steps are simple. And what I would love for you to do is think about one specific area that you want to change. And then I want you to apply the steps. And I would love for you to share with me even how it feels in the very first instance to claim the change. And then document your journey. How long does it take you to move from claiming the change to embodying the change to materializing the change? It's a fun game. This is what I'm inviting you to play with me. So first of all, clarity on your motivation. What is your motivation? What is the thing that is driving you to want to make this change? Super important. And whilst I believe 1000% that it is enough just to want what it is that you want because you are a creator and it feels fun, there's a reason why I said at the beginning of this episode that sometimes it can feel tough to make the change. And when you're just doing something because that frequently cannot be a big enough driver for you. And when that is the case, you have to tune into what your motivation is. And I encourage you, when you are clear on that, to write it down. Write it down and look at what it is that you are doing and why you're doing it. You know, who's it for? What makes this important? What makes this a non-negotiable for you? Answering those questions adds power. It means that you are going to be building on a solid foundation rather than something that is pretty flimsy. So this is step 1. Step 2 is, who are you going to be stepping into? So this is the identity piece. And when you want to make a change, there has to be a shift internally in order for you to become the newer version of you that has what it is that you want to create. In order for you to create anything, in order for you to materialize anything that you have never done before, even if you have done something similar, but you're just looking to do it more, there's got to be a shift in your identity. You have to be able to claim the version of yourself that is able to 10x the number of people that they serve, or 5x or 2x. It's different from the person who got you to this step. So who is it that you are going to be stepping into? And then I want you to think about the environment. What's different about this new environment? And you can think about that energetically, like how does it feel different to be receiving at this different level, or working with this different number of people, or writing in a more prolific way, whatever it is. You can think about the environment energetically, and then also very practically, what shifted about the way that you structure your day in order to create the space for you to do the work that you need to do in order to make the change. The reason that this is important is that if you don't follow through, when you have this written down, you can see very clearly, what is it that I'm not doing that I said I was going to do in order to get this result? Okay, well, I didn't do it on Monday, didn't do it on Tuesday, didn't do it on Wednesday. Oh, I can see the reason that this isn't materializing is because I am not doing the thing that I said that I was going to do. If you're not clear about what is shifting environmentally, then it's very easy to be like, I'm super confused. I said that I wanted it, but nothing's changing. Nothing's changing because you haven't changed anything. So energetic environment, practical environment, and then internal environment, identity. And then the third step to making this change and allowing things to materialize is your willingness to decide that it is done, it is happening, this is the thing. And so frequently, that decision doesn't happen. It's super wishy-washy. It's like, if it's convenient, I'm hoping, I'm wishing, I'm just waiting for this person to do this. If this person says yes, then I'm going to say yes. And it's like, you haven't decided. Because let me tell you, when you decide that you are making it a non-negotiable, that you are making 10K, like it is a fucking non-negotiable. I don't care who it is going to be. I'm not even going to try and work that out. All I am going to do is set things up so that I am asking for the sale over and over and over again. I'm creating content where I am positioning myself as the best person to be able to serve, to be able to help, to be able to support my dreamboat client. And I'm going to do that again and again and again and again. And I am going to be inviting people onto calls, and I am going to be having conversations, and I am going to do that until I hit my 10K a month. Like, that is what we are doing. It doesn't matter if I don't feel 100%. It doesn't matter if I am late from dropping the kids off at school. It doesn't matter if I am not looking for any get out clauses. And I get that might feel triggering for you. But if it feels triggering for you, it's because you haven't yet decided that you are not going to tolerate get out clauses. I get it. It's not the most popular message. What a lot of people want to hear right now is it gets to be all ease. It gets to be all grace. And, you follow your intuition. If it doesn't feel aligned for you right now, then just stop. And look, if that is working for you, knock yourself out. If that feels like the thing that you are being called towards when it comes to you creating your mission and vision, knock yourself out. Go and do that. Don't stop paying the person that you advise to give you strategic advice, follow through on that commitment. But if you want to go in a completely opposite direction, knock yourself out. My belief, my knowing is that there are an infinite number of possibilities for us to get the result that we want. And I would never be as naive or arrogant to believe that there is only one way. And if you have been trying your only one way for many, many months or years, even in some cases, and it is not working for you, then I want to say it's probably time to choose something else because it's not working for you, And if you want to take heed, great, because I have now worked with hundreds of people in close proximity, thousands of people through my free programs and challenges, and now with the book. And people are getting results based on what it is that I am sharing and teaching. And part of that framework is deciding. I want to share with you a really short extract from the book where I decided that it was time for me to go back into the classroom. And this is what I felt at the time. What felt scarier than leaving the job was moving back into the classroom. Up until going back, I had run a narrative that said I wasn't bright enough. I'm not academic. I can't study. I'll never get a certificate. I'm a dropout. That was my story, and I was very attached to that identity at the time. So the decision to retrain was a big one. For it to be worth the investment, I had to decide, one, that there was more that I could do, and two, I was worthy of receiving more. Now, I wasn't calling it receiving at that point, but that's what it was, a decision to create and receive more in my life. This decision first came from the inside. I decided that it was safe for me to embody the identity of the student. And as I chose this for myself, my behavior shifted. And that shift was permanent. I haven't stopped studying since. I decided it was okay to become a student again before I had evidence that it was going to work out in my favor. However, the why I had for trying, which was to inspire my children, was big enough for me to be willing to make the choice to go all in for myself. That's it. So what is your motivation? What is the identity that you are going to be stepping into? What does that look like environmentally? What does that look like emotionally? What does that look like both externally and internally? And then what is the decision that you are willing to claim? And the invitation for you is to claim that decision and that position today. Today, my friend, today. It is only ever today. So let's claim it. Okay, you beautiful human being. If this has been valuable, share it with a friend. Leave me a review. Tag me on socials. I love you. You're amazing. And please remember that faith plus action equals miracles.
Thank you for listening to Infinite Receiving with me, Susie Ashworth. I'd love to share with you my Infinite Receiving activation audio. Go to susieashworth.com/activate infinite receiving.